did you want to be an occupational therapist? You're probably going to be hearing that question from your family members, friends, and especially during university interviews and applications. I'm often asked this question myself, so I thought I'll come over here and share with you my thought process that led me to choosing occupational therapy. If you're thinking of going down this career path, hopefully this video helps you think through that question for yourself. And if we haven't met before, hi there! I'm Hema and I'm an occupational therapist. If you want to learn more about what occupational therapy is, I have a completely separate video explaining all about it. Link will be down in the description below or somewhere up over here. But in this video, I will be sharing a little bit on my journey and the reasons why I chose occupational therapy. My journey to occupational therapy wasn't a straightforward one. When I was in junior college, like most other students, I was really stressed and confused as to what major I should choose in university. Some of my friends had their life planned out and they knew exactly what they wanted to be, but that wasn't the case for me. Growing up, I was really interested in biology and learning more about the human body. And I always knew that I wanted to be in the healthcare sector. I knew that I wanted to give back to the community. But it's crazy that all my life growing up, I was never exposed to the fact that there were more career options in the clinical healthcare industry other than being a doctor, a nurse, or a dentist. Nobody ever spoke to me about the allied health sector, and I had very little knowledge of it, which honestly blows my mind given how important the allied health sector is, but that's a conversation for another time. So when it came to choosing a university course after A-levels, I was really confused because I knew I wasn't going into medicine, dentistry, or nursing, so I honestly didn't know what to do. At that point, all I knew was that I liked biology and I was kind of good at it. So I decided to go ahead and major in biological sciences, also known as life sciences, in the National University of Singapore. I knew that it was a general degree and that I had the option to do a postgraduate after if I decide to go down a different career path. Once I started my degree in NUS, it didn't take long for me to figure out that life sciences wasn't the route for me. The course is very lab and research intensive. It is a really important job in the medical field, but I just couldn't imagine it as a full-time job for me. I didn't want to be sitting behind a desk all day pipetting and running numbers. I'm more of a people person, so I really wanted to be more hands-on and involved in the caregiving. In my desperate attempt to figure out my life, I started talking to more people and researching more about the healthcare sector. And that's when I came across the allied health sector. Physiotherapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and so on. Physiotherapy is actually one of the most common allied health professions that everybody knows. So that was something that I already kind of knew about or have heard about before. And I knew that I didn't want to be a PT. So I started researching more about speech and occupational therapy. And slowly through my research, I kind of felt that OT was more aligned with me. So I went ahead and shadowed some OTs, which really solidified my desire to pursue occupational therapy. So here are 5 reasons for why I chose occupational therapy. Firstly, it's because occupational therapy helps to improve an individual's quality of life. Occupational therapy focuses on function and day-to-day living needs and wants of individuals. No matter what situation an individual is in, irregardless if it was a temporary injury, a terminal illness, or a lifelong disability, occupational therapy focuses on helping people overcome these challenges so that they can live better lives. Reason number 2 is that occupational therapy takes a very holistic approach. Not only does the OT approach look at an individual and their physical and mental state, but it also considers environmental, occupational, and even spiritual factors. I love the fact that the OT approach looks at a person as a whole. The third reason is that it combines science and creativity. Occupational therapy not only requires a good understanding of the human body and psychology, but it also allows you to be creative and innovative. Most of the time, you can be as creative as you want when planning sessions for your clients. Especially when you're working in pediatrics, you can really be super creative with all of the games and activity ideas that you're coming up for your clients. So I love the fact that it combined my interest in science and also my creative side. The next reason is a very practical and logical one, and that is that occupational therapy is in high demand in Singapore. From what I know, occupational therapy is still a relatively new and developing profession in Singapore. When I was in junior college and even when I went on to university, there still wasn't any university course for occupational therapy in Singapore. Only in the recent years has there been a local 4-year degree course for occupational therapy. So I knew that the healthcare sector in Singapore would really benefit from more occupational therapists joining the workforce. So that was definitely a factor that I considered as well. My last and final reason is that you can work across the lifespan in various sectors and in various specializations. From a newborn baby to your end-of-life care, occupational therapists can work with a wide range of populations. You can also work in a large variety of settings, from hospitals to rehabilitation centers to community clinics and so on. There's really endless opportunities and lots of directions that you can choose to grow in this career. So there you go. That is kind of a little bit on my journey and some of the reasons why I chose occupational therapy. If you are an OT student or an occupational therapist, comment down below some of the reasons why you chose occupational therapy. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!